Did you apply at Stellenbosch? Achie! Hi Achie, it's so good to see you here. Guys, I hope I'm not going to have load shedding. I hope I'm not, because I had it at 6 and then it came back. I had it at 4, it came back at 6. I hope I'm not going to have load shedding. I don't want to do this in the dark. Hi Pumla. Pumla Kuise. What a nice name. Good evening, guys. Good evening. So today I'm going to be joined by my friend Noko, right? He's going to introduce himself. I'm not going to introduce him. I think you guys know him from a comment he once left on one of my videos. And she said a few days ago, said to me, Z, please bring that friend of yours who earns 1 million. So Noko once left a comment on my videos. Hi Nokbonga, how are you guys? Noko once left a comment and he said, we earn more than oh matron. And everybody was just asking Uba, where are we working and stuff like that. We are not here to disclose our salaries today, but he's here to share his career journey. I think if there's one thing that makes me personally to push when it comes to my dreams and my aspiration in terms of my career, it's because I'm surrounded by people who are as ambitious, you know, and I think I want to expose or to share those people with you guys, right? And Noko is one of the people that is in my circle, and he's doing amazing things in his own career. And I thought he should come and share with us about his own career journey. He might, you guys might have questions for him. So I'm just gonna, after he's done with his questions, I'm gonna take 2 people who are going to join us to ask him or myself a question. Actually, no, ask him 2 questions, but I'm gonna take 2 people. One person must ask a question and the other person must ask a question as well, concerning whatever that we're going to be talking about. He's here, so let me invite him because it's already... Mangoba, I asked you if you've already applied at Stellenbosch. I asked the question. When Anes says I had a bad experience in private, so I went back at government. Let me take a guess. You were probably at private hospital. I don't recommend. I've sent invitation to Noko. I don't recommend private hospitals. My friend.
Hi,
How
my
are
friend.
you?
Okay. Yeah, we are here.
You good?
Yo, I'm good, my friend. I just arrived from somewhere. Yo, it was hectic.
Should I tell them what you told me about this year? That this year you are living your life. This year you don't want any stressors.
You know what? This year I don't want anything. Ne? I want to live my life. Part of living, guys, is that we must enjoy. You know, we cannot always be deep into being business with serious stuff. We must at least sometimes, you know, let go of a bit.
We are avoiding mental health breakdown, right?
Exactly.
My friend, I don't want us to waste any time. I just want you to introduce yourself to my people and just tell us about your name, your surname, and your current position. And that's it. I don't want you to tell us everything because you know I've got questions.
Okay. Yes, I'm Noko Morakaladi. Okay, let me just start by saying thank you so much for inviting me into this platform, my friend. And good evening to your followers. I've always seen how they comment on your videos, and it's very interesting because you guys are engaging in a way that is so remarkable and building of one another, and that is something that we should celebrate. So, yes, I'm Noko Morakaladi. You said I must not go deep, right?
Don't go too deep because I know Nalidi Bomo well.
Okay, otherwise, I'm Noko Morakaladi. Currently, I'm employed at one of the institutions of academia, or maybe I can just say the name, which is Tshwane University of Pretoria, here at TUT campus, Arts campus. So there, my role, I'm a supervisor, I'm actually a clinical manager for health and wellness programs.
Yes, guys, that's basically no. I think I wanted you to tell us your position, because one of the questions that I wrote down, right? I want you to take us from back far to where you are now, a clinical manager at TUT. It was a journey, right? It's not, you didn't just leave nursing school and became a clinical manager at TUT. And that follows my first question to you to say, what qualifications do you currently hold on your name?
Okay. Yes, you are right, Zanele. It was a long journey. The other day you were saying somebody can just look at you and think that you just wake up to your current position now, and which is not like that. It's those little steps of building up to where you want to be. So, of course, I started in the South African military in 2012. There, I did my basic training. And then from my basic training, I went and did officers formative course. Okay, let me just start by saying, if you want to be a nurse in the military, you just don't go straight to become a nurse. You are first trained as a soldier before you can become a nurse. So you must be very much prepared, and that is why there are specifications and requirements, and this includes physical requirement that you must be healthy. This way, they also do those pre-medical tests, the BMI and everything, so that they know that the training is very hard, and if you have some sort of chronic conditions, you may not survive. So yes, you want to be a nurse, but in the military, because we always say the military is the 10th province. It has got all the disciplines that the South African citizens have. So as a nurse, you are expected to first think like a military, like a soldier, so that you can be able to actually implement whatever that you are tasked to do in the military. Because in the military, we work with command and control. So that is where I started, guys. I started with basic training. And then from basic training, I did officers formative course for 6 months. Then I went for D4, what is known to all of us. Because in the military, we have our own military, which is Military College of Nursing, which is South African Military Health Nursing College. So it is the same college that is accredited with the South African Nursing Council. So the curriculum that is offered at the GCON colleges, at the public nursing colleges, is the same curriculum that we at the military actually undergo. So I must say that during my training as an undergrad professional nurse, I was a member of SRC. So I think that is where my leadership skill was born, actually. I know that I've always been a leader, but that is where I learned a lot when I was a member of SRC, because I was the academic representative of the students. And there we were taught a lot of things in the military about professionalism, leadership, management, and that is actually what has aspired me to become the manager that I am today. So I must also mention that during my undergrad D4, my friend, I was working very hard. In life, when you want to be recognized and when you want to grow, you must be outstanding. You get my yes, you must be outstanding. So in my group, actually, I was the only one who passed cum laude for the whole course, and we were more than 70. So when we graduated at UNISA, I got the trophy for the best performance in psychiatry and community nursing science. And I think those opened doors for me. You get my point. So that is where a lot of people started to recognize me. And then when I went and conserved at one military hospital, already there, there are those managers that would want to take you under their wing and mentor you. And equally so, there are those that do not appreciate excellence. The other day I was listening to Professor Mamuketi Pakeng. She said, by me being excellent, I thought racism will never ever get me. I thought problems will never ever get me. But at some point, the very same excellence may be the same problem that will cause you to encounter all these problems. So what I can say is that in my journey, I was made strong by those who supported me and by those who did not support me. And that is why when you told me that I must also give a word for encouragement. And what was just going into my mind was saying that, I was just going to say, do not allow any obstacle to deter you from your vision. See the obstacle as the path always. Because as much as, I consider myself to be successful in the career, because to be honest, I'm just less than 7 years of being a professional nurse, but if you can check my implementations and everything that I've achieved, I'm even, I've achieved way beyond than people who have been in the profession for a longer time than myself.
Come on, okay.
So I never allowed an obstacle in my life to be an excuse. When I see an obstacle, I see it as something that I can, I see it as a challenge that I actually need to challenge back. So my friend, from there, I conserved at one military hospital. I didn't stop there. I was the secretary of professional nurses at military hospital because we always had monthly meetings. So as a secretary, you must know that when you are a secretary and then these meetings are hosted with matrons, you get to engage with these matrons and you see how they think, you see how they reason, you see how they behave and how they take some matters. And honestly, if there is one thing about myself, I cannot keep quiet if I do not agree with something. So I was always that person at the hospital. And you must remember, in the military, we don't have, you cannot have many unions. We only have I think it's 2 unions, Sandu and some other union, but I know Sandu. And those people that are representing us there, they are not nurses. So whatever that you see at the hospital, they may not know of, and even if you try to explain to them what is happening, they may not even come to party with what you want to see happening. So I can say, I have been a representative of nurses for such a long time when I was at one military hospital. And then I've seen that, after conserving in a lot of disciplines, because I was at maternity, I was at male surgical, I was at orthopedic, and I went to outpatient department. And then that's when I realized, at first I thought I was going to be a lecturer. Because most when you are good with academics, everybody thinks that you're going to be a lecturer. And that was what I thought from my side, to say, I think also I must be an educator because I love educating people. But funny enough, my role models were not educators, were the managers.
Yeah. You identified, right?
Exactly. I'm saying on the other hand that I want to be a lecturer. But my role models are managers. What a conflicting, scenario. Then I applied to further my studies. I still furthered my studies with the same college, South African Military Health Services. I did my primary health care there. That was the post-basic diploma. And even with the post-basic diploma, my friend, I achieved, outstandingly because I got another cum laude. So, sometimes when I say hard work pays, with that achievement, I was also able to get the trophies for being the best in pharmacology and adult client. So yeah, it was a journey, but it was worth it. It was worth it. And then after qualifying, as you know, in the military, it doesn't matter what qualification you have. Ne?
Yeah.
I had primary health care, but I was still working at the hospital.
Do they have clinics in military?
We have them, but
Okay.
you cannot take yourself there. They have to take you there. Remember, at the hospital, I was making a lot of contribution. So when I went to study primary health care, and when I came back, instead of them placing me at the clinics, I still went back and served at the hospital. So that didn't sit well with me. It didn't sit well with me. I started to request to go to the clinic, because now I'm a postgrad, and another thing is the financial implication. They cannot, according to OSD, you cannot get the salary of a specialty that you are not practicing.
Yeah.
So it started to be an unhappy environment for me. Sometimes in life you will be unhappy at work. It can start so well, but you will start to feel somehow if things are not going your way or how they're supposed to. So then I realizing that, these people are not coming to my expectations in this regard. Then I resigned. That it all comes back to what you said the other day, to say, it takes one big step to reach your goals. Because what benefit does it have for me to have an additional qualification in primary health care, but still work in labor ward and not practicing my specialty? So what benefit does it have, honestly? So I resigned. I got a job in private. My first job when I left the military was in private, and that was in the telemedicine. I worked in the telemedicine.
I remember you told me about telemedicine.
Yes, I worked in the telemedicine. It was a new environment, and it was during the inception of COVID-19. So yeah, it was.
So this is where you guys, at telemedicine, it's where you guys were calling patients to find out about their symptoms, and you were not doing like physical consultations.
We're not doing physical consultations. Okay. It was during that time of COVID. Even Sang did release a statement with this regard, to say they do allow telemedicine due to the fact that with diseases like COVID-19, we can no longer, face-to-face contact can no longer be like possible anymore. Yeah. For some reasons. So telemedicine was, the latest technology. But let me tell you something. When I got there, I was hired there as a clinical nurse practitioner. Within 2 months, I was already a compliance officer. I was already a compliance officer responsible for the nurses' registrations, making sure that they have vetting the qualifications. If when you applied at the tele company that I was working at, I was responsible to even orientate you with the systems, because everything was system based. And there it's business. It's in private, so they are business minded. So they don't want mistakes there. They will just allocate you a person that you must train to competence. So they don't want mistakes there. So I was already not actually dealing with patients per se, but I was dealing with compliance.
You were 2 months in and already got a promotion.
2 months in, my friend, because when I got there, the first month, there was a lady who was actually orientating me to the environment, and I happened to identify a lot of loopholes. If there is one thing about myself, I will not complain. I will not sit in the corner and complain about matters of patient care, matters of quality. I will approach the relevant person and talk to the relevant person to say, but what about this and this and that? And unfortunately, there are those that are going to embrace that, and there are those that are going to push back. So in private, I've realized that when you are smart, they like you. They like you because they want you to bring ideas that can grow the business. Yes. Yes. And my manager at that time, he said, you know what, Noko, you are just going to be the compliance officer within 2 months.
I think I don't know. I think I said this in one of my videos, that in private, Your work is what speaks for you here. Like in this particular sector, your work, especially where it's business, where the company means business, like they just want to generate money, they want to please their clients. Your work is what, if you want to impress them and get promotions or be recognized, you need to work, you need to know your story. And thank you to the people that are giving us hearts. I saw Wiganyo. Noko, do you know that Wiganyo, there is Wiganyo here? And Wiganyo was in the same class as us at Stellenbosch. Thank you to the people that are gifting us, guys. Please do gift us, myself and Noko. So what you are saying, that you got in and you looked at the gaps that were there and approached someone and said, you were not only complaining, but you were saying, hey, I think we can make improvement here. I think that made you different from the rest of the nurses that they were hiring, right?
Exactly, because I do come with innovative ideas time and again. So I do not just see a problem and want to moan about it. I'll try and look for ways that in which we can find a solution to this problem. So that at that telehealth, then that's where I was promoted to being a compliance officer. And because, you know, when you just want to grow, I joined the Johannesburg Health District because I felt like I never actually been exposed to the bigger picture of public health. You know, Department of Health, I respect Department of Health so much because because that's where you learn. That's where you learn. Honestly, the Department of Health has taught me so much. I went to Department of Health as a quality assurance coordinator.
Wait. So you came in Department of Health and you joined the government as a quality assurance coordinator.
My point exactly.
With how many years of experience as a nurse? I don't think it was above 6 years, ne?
It wasn't above 6 years.
I respect you.
Yeah, so I was at the Department of Health as a quality, and you know, quality coordination has taught me a lot. And maybe I didn't also indicate the courses that I've studied for quality, because I did study Introduction to Quality Control with the South African Quality Institute. It is a 10-day course. I think I paid around 5K.
Did you do the course before you joined Department of Health?
Yes.
Okay.
I did the course before I joined. I did a lot of courses before I joined the Department of Health, because when I left the military, I wanted to find out, because I know that I love management, I love quality. So I wanted to find out which courses can I actually pursue so that I can find myself at the right place at the right time. So
right place. You said which courses. If I was listening to learn something out of this, you just said which courses to do so that I can find myself at the right place at the right time. That is so important. And I always preach it, my friend, to say we shouldn't be all over the place. You should be guided by where you want to see yourself and when. And you are saying, which courses do I have to do to see myself where I want to see myself at that particular time? Nurses, please note that.
Exactly. So I did Introduction to Quality Control with the South African Quality Institute. Like I said, it's 10-day course and it was around 5,400. And then I did Monitoring and Evaluation for Public Sector. It is a 3-day course. It's also around 6,400 and something. It is offered with UP, but it's contact. It's a contact session. Yeah. So when I went to the Department of Health, I already had these courses with me. So I knew a lot about quality and monitoring and evaluation. So even when the interview, I found the interview the easiest, and a lot of people said that interview was very difficult. But I actually prepared with that Ideal Clinic manual. You see the Ideal Clinic manual and my manuals for these courses, and they actually helped me throughout with that interview. So there I learned a lot, my friend. I learned a lot. Your Department of Health, I learned a lot. And because I was implementing a lot, they took me to Alex. You remember at some point I went to Alex?
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, I went to one of the clinics at Alex there because there was no a manager. Therefore, I went and acted as an operational manager. And that clinic did not even have like 3 months functioning, running. Then I went there, I acted as an operational manager. My friend, while that clinic was just having 9 months, they told me that they are going to evaluate that clinic. The PPT ice cream will come and evaluate that clinic for ideal clinic status. And that's where I had to show that I'm a manager. And that clinic was very new. That clinic was fairly new, and let me tell you, we achieved platinum. And you know what the deputy director said? She said, I have never seen a clinic at first attempt achieving platinum.
Sure.
I have never in my life as a nurse and a deputy director. And they came themselves to come and evaluate what was done. And they were so surprised. Everything was in place. SOPs, guidelines, policies, you name it all, they were there. Everything was in order. So, yeah, and then obviously, as a person, we are a moving train. My friend, we are a moving train. We cannot, I'm so happy because the community of that clinic of Alexandra, they knew me by my name. The staff, I'm so happy because I developed a lot of nurses while I was in that clinic. I advocated for them to go to the courses. And the only thing that I asked from them is that they should not absent themselves. And we had no absenteeism in that clinic because, I was developing them. If I had 3 staff nurses, if there is a course that actually needs staff nurses to go, I'll take 2 and the one will remain. And I tell this one that I'm banking on you. Do not absent yourself because next time I'm not going to take you to the courses. I want you to develop.
Sure. My friend, your mic went off. Okay.
Sure.
You're back.
My friend, your mic went off.
Oh, somebody called me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Oh, somebody called me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
I think maybe I think you know what, I'm hearing myself, the echo and everything. Maybe let me.
Okay, you can go out and then come back again.
Yeah.
Okay, let me quickly check your question, your comments. So I'm not gonna respond comments when I talk to him because I don't want interruption. But guys, Wiganyo, you asked Noko to bring you a hood. I'm gonna buy it in Pretoria. He refused to bring me one. Hi sis, may you kindly assist with reliable agencies? I don't know agencies, Mdase. For private hospitals, I honestly don't know agencies. Maybe the guys on the comment sections might help you with that. I saw my faves. Lesego is here. Hi Seho. Hi Akona. Does TUT have part-time PHC Bagetsu? The specialities, I was speaking to one of my friends. The specialities are now 2 years, guys. And you need a study leave to do the specialities because most of them, they are clinical, meaning you are required to have like clinical hours. So you need a study leave. There was someone who was saying they are at work and they are sad. Guys, please send us gifts. I don't know what is the purpose of sending gifts, but please send us gifts. When a nurse says, if you had started at government, they were gonna pin you down. Hey, says I could make a government, guys, but yeah, nyabuzwa. Let me accept my friend back. There we go. You're back.
Yes, I'm back, my friend. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So do you believe that your quality assurance experience and Okay. May Noko please repeat the courses that he said he has done, please? Maybe he can repeat them when we are done telling the story, guys. I will read the comments when we are done, and I'm also gonna take 2 people that are gonna ask Noko 1 question each when he is done with everything else. My friend, I wanted to ask you this question to say, do you think your experience with quality assurance is what empowered you to be able to build the reputation of that clinic and pull it up to the required standard for it to be deemed a platinum clinic?
Absolutely, absolutely. When I was a quality coordinator,
Yeah.
remember part of my job was to visit the clinic and on support visits, and that required me to identify the gaps and also make sure that I fill in those gaps. So within 3 months, I was already vested with what is expected. If we are saying this is an ideal clinic, I know an ideal clinic from 1 kilometers away. I know
With the signboard.
exactly. If it's not there,
If it's not there, it's already a negative.
exactly. So you are right, Zanele. My experience as a quality coordinator actually assisted me to build that clinic to its reputation. Yeah.
And you haven't mentioned your recent qualifications.
Oh, okay. Yes. The big gun.
Listen.
You know what? If there is one thing about this qualification, that makes me so proud and over and above, it's because it's under the Faculty of Economics and Management Sciences.
Listen.
And that means you can actually grow your wings further away even from nursing. Further and further. You can grow even from outside nursing. The nursing that you have can be the background to support the qualification, but the qualification itself, the faculty, you can go to any university. The biggest faculty is the Faculty of Economics and Management. So this qualification, my friend, I'm so proud to have attained this qualification, and it is the postgraduate diploma in HIV/AIDS management.
I was telling someone today that my D4, right? It pushed me as far as it could. It carried me. That's the word I wanted to use. My D4 carried me as far as it could. But there was a certain area where my D4 could not go beyond. And I needed something that would become my wings. And this particular qualification that we have, we are dangerous.
And we must mention that this qualification is not a clinical qualification.
Yeah.
It is a management qualification. There you are not going to learn about ARVs. You're not going to learn about the patient. You're not going to get a patient-centered scenario, but you're going to think about HIV in the broader concept. Psychologically, sociologically, including the biodiversity and HIV policy.
And also, it is very beneficial for private companies. And by private companies, I'm not only talking. I'm not talking hospitals. I'm talking mines. I'm talking discovery. I'm talking. It's very beneficial for private companies, for business, basically, for companies that are generating income, companies that are generating money in the country. We are taught a lot of things there from a business perspective.
Exactly.
It's one of the reasons people don't find it at health. They find it under economics and management, because we're talking how HIV affects the economy of the
Exactly.
continent, of the district, of the country.
Exactly.
So it's an amazing course, guys. But we are not here to sell it. But we are just sharing.
We can't hold ourselves when we're talking about this course. It was the one course that taught me proper referencing. Right now I'm so ready for my masters.
Yeah.
I am so ready for my masters. And issues of policy, I enjoyed issues of policy. You know, we always thought, people, policymakers can be those people at the district, and it starts at grassroots. That's what we learned from that. That is why you are saying it's so beneficial in the business sense, especially in the mines, in the firms, in the any sector, because we need it. It is by law that there must be an HIV/AIDS policy that is reviewed every 5 years. So as a custodian of HIV and AIDS management, you are at the center of that policy formulation and review.
True. I think other people will ask us to say, like, what job opportunities are there? I mean, you can literally be at Impala Platinums,
Exactly.
and be in the division and run the HIV aspect of that particular organization, the project of the communities around Impala Platinums. Those things can be run by you, and it's not only done by nurses. That's the thing.
Exactly.
On the same level with doctors, lawyers, you name them. It puts you on the same pedestals with those people. That's the fun thing about our course.
Yeah. So
you continue, my friend.
With my current actually job profile, this course is helping me a lot, honestly, because one of my key performance areas, I must assist the health and wellness staff to disseminate information. And, information regarding HIV and AIDS, gender-based violence, substance abuse. So this particular course, I always refer to what I have learned to the course. And I found that, yes, I found that my staff and actually my students have actually benefited a lot from this.
I think if there is one thing that personally I'm taking from everything that you've shared, and I think on our call, you remember me and you were always having like long calls together, right? And I said to you, you have never sat down with me and told me your whole story.
That's true.
But when I wanted to have this conversation with my people, I knew that I want you to come and tell your story, because I knew just by looking at you, by having have observed you, like making progress in your career, I saw that there is something extraordinary about you. And today you said it, and that is being excellent in every position that you find yourself in.
Yeah, that's true. As a student, as a nurse, as a clinician, as a manager, as a quality assurance coordinator. Hence, I call myself a distinct administrator, a custodian of quality assurance.
Yes, and you taught us something, my friend, very important as well, and I resonate, right? You saying you went and you did your PhD, right? Yes. And then you came back. You were still enthusiastic. You still had the energy to work, but you wanted your managers to take you, and you didn't want to leave the company. You wanted your managers to take you and put you in a place where you knew you were going to do wonderful things, right?
That's correct. That's correct, Zanet. I would still be with the military even today. But you know what? I thank God, because in the military, there's a structure, and the structure is pyramidal. So there is that notion of who was here first. We are going to promote this one because this one was here first before this one. No matter how much knowledge you can have, no matter how many qualifications you can have, but as long as you found people in the system, they are always the ones that are going to come before you. So sometimes our lives are controlled by God also. God is always having a journey prepared, ready for us. So sometimes we may see resistance, but if we see that resistance, and we pray to God that, God, if you don't remove this resistance before me, it means that you are allowing it, and I'm going to move away from it. Then you'll just move into the right direction.
And what you are saying, that I resonate because when I worked for Department of Health, and I always tell my friends here that, guys, I don't bash Department of Health. I will never wake up and bash Department of Health. And I know for a fact all the things that are brought forward about Department of Health, the little salary, the no like shortage of staff, shortage of equipment. I know all of those, and I come from them. I am a product that comes from that situation, and I'm not taking away the injustice that is done by Department of Health to the nurses, but also I do not take away the fact that Department of Health made me who I am. And like you are saying, and you are saying that if they had taken you to the clinics, you probably would still be with military. I always say that if my then sub-district manager, because I was doing adolescent and youth for 3 years in the sub-district, and I was literally doing the coordination of the program, because they would come and take me out of my consulting room to go into a camp with school kids for an entire whole weekend, or take me to Matosana. They were even using me for the province, right? And I said to my sub-district manager, "Sir, you don't have a coordinator for this particular program. Can you give it to me?" My friend, I said to him, "Can you give me this project, like give me this what do you call them at Department of Program?" I'm like, "Give me this program of AYFS, adolescents and youth, give it to me, I'll coordinate it, and I will coordinate it with the salary that I'm currently earning, which was the 22,000 rand. Just remove me from the clinics and give me this project." And they, you know what they said? They said, "No, Zanele, we can't remove you from the clinics because you are the pillar of the clinic." That's when they turned me off. I sat down with him like this, in our operational manager's office. And then I looked at him in the eyes, and then I said, "You don't want to give me the program?" And then he said, "No, Zanele, we need you here." And then I said to him, "Okay, it's fine, but I'm leaving." And then he was like, "No, don't leave. Don't worry. I still have like big plans for you." And I said to him, "I don't want your plans. I have my own plans."
Exactly.
And the plan that I made was, you give me the program. I want to coordinate the program, and I'm not asking you to increase my salary. I'm just saying, remove me from the consulting rooms and let me do this because I love it. And then he was like, "No, I need you here in this clinic." And then I said to him, "Okay, it's fine. If that's your decision, just know that I am leaving." Guess what? 2 weeks later, I received an offer letter, and I resigned with immediate effect. He was shocked, and I still continued to work for for Bujanala district. I was now a district nurse, a biomedical nurse in Bujanala. So he would then meet me in meetings of partners, and I would be presenting for the company that I was working for. And we were doing excellent work in the program that I was running in Bujanala. And every single time I could see how he regrets not giving me the program of AYFS. Every meeting that I went to, and I would present my work from Institute of Health Programs and Systems, every time I could see how he regrets letting me go. And I think when I told him that I'm leaving, he probably thought I was joking. And 2 weeks later, I submitted my resignation letter. Every meeting, he would tell people that this girl is my girl. This girl is my girl. And I still believe that she's going to come back at Rustenburg Sub-District. And it goes back to what you said when you started. You said, sometimes your excellency will be welcomed by other people. But sometimes your excellency will come across as forward to other people. Other people will be willing to lift you up, and other people will want to shut doors on you. And those who shut doors, it doesn't necessarily mean that's the end of the world. But like Noko says, God has a story to write. And at the end of the day, when you are just the character, you are not the director or the writer of the story. So you need to follow where the signs are leading. I think a similar thing also happened to Kagiso, and when you are mentioning it, to say even to you, it happened at military, where you wanted them to take you out from a place that you felt like, I'm being limited here, and they refused. And look at you now. Look at where you are now, and how great you are, my friend.
Yeah, my friend. You know, when I'm listening to you, when you said the manager said to you, he's actually having plans for you. That is exactly what one of the matrons said to me. She said, and that one that one wanted me to actually pursue ICU. You know one thing about me, ne? When I'm given a task, I will excel in that task. You will think I love what I'm doing because I do it wholeheartedly. But it doesn't mean I want to be there. I am there because I want to do much for my patient and I respect the profession that I'm in. So I once worked in ICU, and I think this matron was so impressed by me in ICU. So when she realized that, I'm now going for primary health care, she was so furious. She said, I actually had plans for you.
They make plans for us, my friend.
That is the story, eh?
And my friend, nurses get frustrated. Nurses get frustrated when they hit the blockage, when they get such remarks from managers, like such feedbacks. Nurses get frustrated and they feel like, I don't want to do this nursing thing anymore. I said this in one of my videos, that I used to advise people not to do nursing because I was advising them from the perspective of the job that I was occupying then. So I was describing the entire whole profession as it was, the way my job was then. But what we are doing right now, we are still regarded as nurses. I'm a quality assurance coordinator in public health, but my background is nursing. And I got hired because I have a nursing undergrad. If I didn't have that nursing undergrad, I wouldn't be able to do what I do at the moment. So it doesn't take, we are still nurses. I posted a video where I was at the Brightest Young Minds and I introduced myself. I said I'm a quality assurance coordinator, but I'm a nurse by profession, because that is who I will always be. And every step that I climb on now, I'm climbing on because of my foundation, which is nurses. So thank you, my friend. Thank you. I think I asked all my questions, but you've given a lot in terms of a word of encouragement. So I'm going to ask 2 people to request to join, and you can ask us a question. I'm just also gonna go through, I'm gonna go through questions. Let me see. Some people were late, but Noko is here if you've got a question. Butali says, Nurse Z, don't we have quality control coordinators to rectify the shortcomings? Department of Health does have quality control coordinators, right, Noko?
Yes, those are us, the quality assurance coordinators. We do address the shortcomings. There's a office dedicated to that, head by a deputy director, quality assurance.
You guys don't have questions? Should we leave? Okay, I am a final year nursing student, once engaged with Noko on Facebook, and I'm for PhD. Oh, that's lovely. That is primary health student nurse. That's really, really lovely. Lindeka, you are very late, my dear. Guys, you don't have questions? If you don't have questions, then we are going to end this live. Noko, do you have anything to say to our 63 friends?
Yeah, no, I want to see everybody win in this profession. The 63 friends, be yourself. Find what you love, because if you love what you do, guys, it will not be a job. It will, you'll be so motivated. Nobody can tell you anything. You will be very inquisitive. You will be very investigative. You will be vested with knowledge, because that is something that you love. You want to know more. But if you're going to follow, the plans that they are putting in place for you, then you end up not having job satisfaction. So this is my advice, guys. Follow what you love. Nursing is very broad. And in nursing, we need to grow. So I've seen people, they wanted to know about the courses.
Mabato is asking you to repeat the courses that you did.
Okay.
And where you did them.
Okay. Let me start from the beginning when I done my courses. I started with, because I had primary health care. I did IMCI first with FPD. I did NIMART with Aqua. I did dispensing with HSA. I did introduction to quality control with the South African Quality Institute. I did monitoring and evaluation for public sector with University of Pretoria. So those are courses that I'm having. I hope everybody has...
Okay, I wanted, okay, by His grace says that he's at work, so I need to have experience in midwifery. If you don't have, meaning I won't study. I don't think I understand this question. My friend, also, I wanted us to talk, right? I wanted us to talk about the master's issue. We will end the live at 9 p.m. I wanted us to talk about the master's issue, right? Because people I think you once left a comment that people must not be quick to go for masters. Experience is also important.
That's true. That's correct. Because, masters, honestly, when you have masters, we don't expect you to be a nurse that is going to see the patients. We expect you to be either a manager at operational level or at strategic level. So you cannot be a manager if you do not have relevant experience. Because, for example, if I need a manager of a clinic, because I'll make this an easy example. If I need a manager of a clinic, I will need someone who has worked in the clinic, who have seen patients, who has spent some time sitting down, seeing the patient. Because even the interview structures, they will want you to, demonstrate how are you going to make sure that this clinic achieve whatever targets that are there. And sometimes we can even ask you to tell us about your experience as a manager. So if you don't have any experience or relevant experience, then it becomes a problem, because some questions are very relevant and specific to the job profile that you are being interviewed for. So guys, experience is very much important. You need to gain experience in the relevant field before you can actually go for masters. I've seen somebody who have studied masters in public health. She cannot get a job. She does go for an interview, because people, of course, when they see masters, they will call you for an interview. But are you going to pass the interview? Because questions at the interview, guys, at that level, they are very relevant and specific. And it's not the kind of, you're not going to give the kind of answers where you're going to regurgitate. You have to show a track record of your implementations, what you have done as a leader. We want to see your leadership skill. We want to see your management style.
My friend, you're reminding me of an interview I once had, with AFSA. You know AFSA? I think it's AIDS Foundation South Africa. It's a primary recipient of Global Fund. I had them eating at the palm of my hands, and I was answering them based on my experience. And they wanted it was a managerial position, but I declined the offer because I wanted to learn quality. I think you know how scarce quality opportunities are, right? Yeah. Not everyone can lend a quality assurance.
That's true. That's true. Quality is very scarce, and I want my masters to focus on quality. Because when I approached one of the doctors, is my friend, she's having PhD. And then I gave the topic of my master's, and then she said, but with this topic, you know what, there is scanty information on this topic, there is scanty research. And I said, on that scanty research, I'm going to build on that scanty research.
Exactly. You'll be the one who's establishing. Guys, I asked you I asked you to join and ask us, winding of noted, and you guys they want to type and ask us. In fact, let me send Unokbonga a request and see, because she has a question about R171. Why are you guys not wanting to join Gant? Why in Jemar? Why in Denza? So, and did you guys said you want us to have these conversations? Because now they are writing so many comments, and now I can't read everyone's comment. Butali is saying, is it possible to study with FPD still enrolled for undergrad? It's not possible, my friend. I get because they.
It depends which course. If
Okay.
they are these short courses, or as enrolled undergrad, like when you are still doing your basic nursing, no, you can't, because the requirement, you must be a nurse first.
Yeah.
Registered.
FPD, it's for they call it foundation. Is it foundation for professional development?
Yes,
It's
that's
for
it.
professionals, basically.
Yeah.
Nokbonga is here. I'm gonna take. I just want to read a few questions, and then Nokbonga can ask us a question because it's about R174. I'm very grateful to attend this live. Continue to fly. Thank you, Bonnie. August asked Noko if it's okay for her to inbox you privately.
It's all right.
Okay. Nokbang, are you there, Mtuam? Okay, someone says it's August. He says, but how do people get experience after qualifying if chances are not given? I don't know, August. I think you joined a little bit late, but if you listened to Noko's story, you will know that there was a point where he was not given a chance to do something that he wanted to do, and he deviated. It's what we are saying, that sometimes when someone closes or shuts a door on you, that is not the only door that is available, but maybe God just doesn't want you to go through that door. Nokbonga.
Hi, Yanizwa.
Ndiyakuva, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
We are great. What is your question?
Okay, so I was asking Uguti, for R171 graduates, because we are at NQF level 6, ne?
True.
Say I want to pursue my studies in public health, but I do not want the midwifery. I don't want to do the midwifery, advanced midwifery. What other advanced diplomas would you suggest I pursue to bridge that gap?
So, this is a conversation I was supposed to have with your former lecturer, Kafiso Tukisine.
Yeah.
I'm going to quote him on what he said, right? He said that the reason midwifery is a prerequisite for all the nurses, it's because a pregnant woman, pregnancy is a condition, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I, as an HIV specialist, I'm seeing a pregnant woman today, for HIV purposes, I'm not only going to see an HIV positive patient, but I'm going to see an HIV positive woman. So when I treat this woman, I'm going to treat her differently from how I'm going to treat a patient of mine who is a male. For instance, things such as idoluto grave, am I going to say, doluto grave, there was that thing, it causes neurotubal defect. Is it safe for this woman's child? The viral load, how many times am I going to take it in this pregnant woman? You get it?
Yeah, I totally get it.
That's what makes midwifery a prerequisite of everything. If you are going to see a pregnant woman as a psych specialist, you can't just treat this woman as a psych patient. You have to treat this woman as a psych pregnant woman. Her drugs are not going to be the same because of drug interaction into pregnancy. But if you don't even know how the drugs are going through the placenta, how are you even going to understand it when now you are in psych, you are advancing in psych, and they are saying to you, these drugs are penetrating into the placenta. You don't even know what a placenta is.
Yeah. Like, I totally get it for those who want to pursue a clinical course like your PhD or psych or whichever clinical course. Like, but for someone like me who wants to do postgraduate certificate in public health via UNISA, is it really a must, or should I also look into other advanced diplomas that can help me bridge the gap?
I think you can look at other advanced diplomas, but now the question would be which one. Okay, firstly, I know Stellenbosch would take you with your NQF level 6. But let me ask, Noko, are you still here?
Yes.
Is the question that I'm going to ask Nokbonga is your current diploma, which is R171, right? Is it an
Yeah.
advanced diploma?
No, it's a diploma, just a
Basic
diploma, not an
diploma.
advanced diploma. So I must look for an advanced diploma that will bridge the gap.
You would have
So
to
I was
look,
like looking
you
for
would have to,
suggestions.
so you would have to look for an advanced diploma, right?
Diploma. Yes.
You would have to do that, and then you would have to do a diploma that would a postgraduate diploma that would put you on NQF level 7 on NQF level 8, such as the one that we did in Stellenbosch, right? And
Yes.
then do a PG dip in public health. I'm saying this because you see, I have the postgraduate diploma from Stellenbosch.
Yes.
UP will not take me for their masters, but they will take me for their postgraduate diploma in public health. I don't know if I make sense.
You know, the
Oh,
universities
that's
are not
interesting.
consistent. The problem with the universities are not consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess is the different requirements for different universities.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when I check the requirements for masters of even masters of nursing at the University of Cape Town, do you know that you can even study masters via RPL from the 4-year diploma?
I saw it with FPD. They are saying if you have 10
Wow.
years of experience in the public health sector, you qualify to do your masters.
Exactly. So, you know, different universities, different requirements. Because even at VETS, the Master for Public Health, even at UJ, they say other related qualification at NQF level 8. So, then you just ask yourself which are other related, because they name nursing, environmental science, dietetics, social work, whatever, but and then they say and any other at NQF level 8, then you qualify for their Master of Public Health. So universities, they've got different admission criterion, but otherwise, now I understand you. You can, I get it at the moment, you know, I'm not in a position to can advise you which advanced diploma you can do exactly, but if you can find an advanced diploma that can put you at NQF level 7, because they are postgraduate diploma at UNISA for public health, it's NQF level 8, and
Yeah.
also it doesn't like the requirements are not so strict to say we only want nurses.
Hi.
They
Hi, Namdi, can we let Noko finish, please? Oh.
Yeah, and they are not so specific to say we want only nurses or dietitians, you know. They say any other. So maybe if you do that advanced diploma, the one that you can get, I don't know which one, but when you will just make a research around what you think. And also it will depend from the university that you are applying for, because the university also reserve the right for admission. I agree, you are doing
Yeah.
R171. They might say, maybe let's say you want because we do have the advanced diploma in total quality management. Maybe let's say you want that diploma. They might say, maybe you are not into the field, you know, the issues of the field, the structure and all that, but other universities may take you still, just like in this course of ours, the PGDP in HIV/AIDS management, you know. I had some students were declined, and then we were taken. So those are just the inconsistencies of the academic institutions, that others were even taken out of class. The others, they were doing nursing at some point, they were taken out of class. They were accepted and then they were taken out of class, you know. Yeah.
So I think, Nokbonga, you would have to get an advanced diploma that's going to put you on NQF level 7, right?
Yes, that's my aim.
Yes.
Get a qualification that's going to put you on NQF level 7. But also what I have noted with, I don't know, maybe it's because I've been a little bit obsessed with University of Pretoria, right? They are saying they want someone who is on NQF level 8. Did you guys see that?
Yes, they
For
say
public health.
so.
That is
Yes.
madness. How do you want a qualification? How do you want a prerequisite of NQF level 8 for a
To
qualification
do
that is
it.
on NQF
That's
level
on
8?
NPF level 8,
Yeah,
yeah.
It doesn't make sense, because if Nokbanga, you were to do the advanced diploma and it puts you on NQF level 7, you qualify to do the postgraduate.
Yes.
Understanding NQF levels. But universities such as University of Pretoria will say no. They declined a lot of D4 students, and even right now they are still declining. There's a lady who texted me a few days ago and said, Zanele, they accepted 2 girls at University of Pretoria. They have a degree. Tina Basbasi, they rejected us. And yeah, universities such as University of Pretoria at times, I don't know what's going on with them. But like Noko says, there's inconsistency. But you see the thought that you have of getting an advanced diploma. Once you are on advanced diploma, some universities such as Stellenbosch, they recognized an advanced diploma to qualify to study a course that is on NQF level 8. Ne? But there are also universities such as University of Pretoria that feel like advanced diplomas are not supposed to enter through their gates.
Yo.
Yeah. So if you were then to say, no, Zanella, I want to go to UP, you would have to do the advanced diploma, then go to Stellenbosch and maybe do the HIV PGD, and then go to UP, do the public health PGD, and have 2 PGDs that are literally saying almost the same thing.
Okay, thank you so much, Zanele and Nogwe, because I did go through the different institutions, but I was also hoping you guys are gonna like push me in the right directions. But I do have a picture of what course I can enroll for
Do you
next year
hate
to study
midwifery
my
that much?
advanced diploma. Thank you so much.
Do you hate midwifery that much?
I don't hate midwifery, but it's going to be a lot of admin to get into that midwifery cause you know, with Department of Health, 2 years of experience, whoever was there first and all of that. So I don't have that time. I don't want to spend that time waiting. I just want to study.
Okay, have a
Good
lovely
luck,
evening.
All right, thank you so much.
Guys, any other questions? Noko, if you want me to release you, my friend, I will release you when I know you ungumdwe appointments.
Yeah, no, guys, I enjoyed interacting with you. What are the comments saying, my friend?
Someone was asking to say, why do they want us to have experience in midwifery if they want all the nurses to do midwifery? Heish. I think, guys, can we park the midwifery topic for Gahiso?
Yeah.
I think we must park the midwifery topic for Gahiso Dukis.
Yeah, no, he must come here and explain his field.
Yeah, he must come and answer.
Yeah, he must come and answer.
Yeah, but I think we covered people. Let me see. Yeah, I think we covered people. Guys, are we all good? Hi guys, okay, it's hi guys, kunomsindo lana ngikhona. How far can I go with C-top? I'm obsessed. It's the first time I hear someone saying they're obsessed with C-top. I think I'm just remember, we are not experts also, like we are experts in our own fields, but we are just sharing views here. From my side, I'll also let Noko speak, but from my side, I've had people making a lot of money on C-top with private clinics. So it's either you can open your own practice and render C-top as one of the services. I mean, we know with C-top has a market, guys. It has money. But also, if you don't have funds to open your own clinic, unjani. If you are a female of color, unjani clinics, they are also giving a lot of money, and then you can do C-tops.
Yeah, but while we are still there, now as the custodian of quality, I don't like C-tops. Ne? I want I want teenagers to have long-lasting implants, IUCDs, and then we must preach family planning, please.
It's the fact that she said, I am obsessed for me.
Yeah, but she can make a lot of money at private clinics because it will help us as a country because there are a lot of teenagers who go for illegal abortions.
Yeah.
So if nurses are going to take this as a business to say we are going to open C-top clinics where teenagers can come and then they are safe. So yeah, that is a killing right there.
And it's a killing.
Sorry, I meant it's a killing for the Matankura.
Okay. And I think there are also organizations, but Doctors Without Borders is gone now. We no longer have Doctors Without Borders in the country. But Doctors Without Borders, you guys remember, it was working with emergency like rape, I don't know what, emergency interventions. And at times there were pregnancies out as a result of rape, and they would need terminations to be done. So organizations such as Doctors Without Borders were also like using a lot of nurses. Like when basically you would have a nurse on call to say, we have a patient, come and terminate. There was a guy who was making a lot of money as well. And he was having his own job, and then he would go and terminate at Doctors Without Borders. So I'm hoping there are organizations that are dealing with rape clients. Maybe also try to approach those and find out what do they do with their clients who have pregnancies and they are interested in termination.
Yeah, my friend, let me leave, ne? Let me leave and love you guys.
Thank you so much for making the time. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, and thank you so much for having me. I want to see more of lives like this where, we interact. And I'm happy that we have got someone with your energy. I'm always telling you about your energy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm happy, we are going to learn a lot. Because even myself, I'm learning a lot from your platform.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah. So thank you guys, and I love you so much. The 68 that are there. Sharp.
Bye, friend.
Bye.
I'm gonna be here for a few more minutes. And thank you guys for joining. I see familiar names every time. So I see how consistent. Love Meal, you always here. Nandi is always here. Wandi is always here. I see a lot of you guys. There's a guy who was here. I don't know if he's still here. His handle is Rev. I went through his profile today. I don't know what he does. I think I want to have a conversation with that guy. I don't know if he's still here. He's always on my lives. Archie, thank you for requesting this live. I know you requested it. There's a guy called, yes! Nomlizi, you are never absent. You're always here. But there's a guy, I think he probably went off now, but I would love to have a conversation with that. Boy Mom is always here, guys. What other learning institutions are there? I mean, Aqua School, and what else besides universities? We've got the Foundation for Professional Development. I highly recommend those guys because they have a reputation in the country. August is always here. Actually, you are even plugging us with information when you are even a guest speaker. But yeah, I always recommend a Foundation for Professional Development, FPD. It has a lot of courses. It has a lot of courses, wound care and all that. Quality control courses. UNISA has a 6 months quality, is it quality control or quality improvement? UNISA, but has a quality course that is 6 months. Personally, I like recommending reputable institutions, like institutions that when someone looks at your qualification, are like, oh, okay, they went to 1, 2, 3, they did this and that. I've gained a lot of experience, although I'm still in second year. I didn't even know that you're in second year, Achi. I didn't even know. But yeah, those are the institutions that I would recommend. I was given a website, you guys, by what time do you do your lives, Minky? I do them at 8 p.m. I do them on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And guys, you guys know I have a funeral this coming weekend again, so I'm gonna be driving to Northwest. So you might not see me on Friday and Sunday. I'm gonna come back on Monday because of the whole funeral. And in the rurals, there's no network, so you're not going to see me. I'm probably gonna leave like a nursing advice of the day. Does advancing in universities include research? Research is in master's level. Is R425 diploma also an advanced diploma? It is an advanced diploma. That is what we were fighting for, pretty. Remember, when they didn't allow us to study, we were saying, but we're holding an advanced diploma. So it is, R425 diploma is an advanced diploma. So on Saturday, on Friday and on Sunday, I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna come back on Monday. Then we'll see each other again next week, Wednesday. Because I don't want it I don't want to say I'll do it on Monday when I come. I don't want the inconsistency. But it's 8 p.m. Wednesday, Fridays, and Sundays. And I think I will always post one video like in advance to say during the week to say, hi guys, I'm going to be having who and who and who, and we're going to be talking about this and that, so that you guys can also remember. Thank you, Boy Mom. Thank you for always being here. You guys, did you see that I got attacked during the week at TikTok for leaving my daughter in the Eastern Cape? The likes of Boy Mom came to my rescue. My platform is strictly for nursing purposes. My TikTok is for nursing. Good night, pretty. Love you a lot. Strictly for nursing conversations, but sometimes I do vlogs to like sort of show my life a bit. So those vlogs sometimes attract people who are not nurses, and they can be mean. People who are not nurses, people are saying we are disrespectful and all that, but people who are not nurses can be mean. They were so mean. Busi, they came for my head. I'm recruiting my staff to listen. Leo. Man, come on. Don't make me emotional now. You want to make me cry here. Leo says I'm recruiting my staff to listen every night when I'm online. I think I appreciate that because, like I said, I'm not having the conversation. You guys are not listening to Zanele, but we are nurses in one room, which is just my account, and we are having a conversation and we are pushing one another. That's just what we are doing here. And I think I appreciate that you are bringing even other nurses who don't follow me, who are not here, just to hear, to be inspired. That's all I want. I received a DM few days ago from someone here, and this person is saying, I went to your YouTube channel. I've been doing this in my YouTube channel for the longest time. For years, I was documenting. And if you were to watch my YouTube channel, you will see my transition. You will see me in my consulting room shooting videos. You will see me when I was working at the Institute of Health Programs and Systems. And you will see me now as I'm working for Seed Consulting. In my YouTube channel, you will literally see my life and the transformation that nursing has brought or has done in my life. So someone watched my videos and they went far back to 2021, and that person came back to me and said, you revived my spirit, you revived me as a person, not only as a nurse, but you revived me. And I think I also got revived by being around people who did amazing things. So that's why I created this space, so that we can all be in one room and we spread the energy. We share the energy. So the fact that you are sharing the energy in your workspace, that for me, that makes me happy. That makes me so happy. I keep pressing send invite. Sorry guys, I'm not inviting anyone. I keep sending invites by mistakes. Hi, Sissy, do you help with CV format? I'm asking for someone who has enrolled nursing. I don't do CV formats, but I think I can advise. Maybe we'll talk about it some other time, but I don't do CVs for people, but I can advise how your CV should look like when you are applying for a job. Please invite us, guys, when the lives start. How do we do that, Tando-san? Lindeka, I saw you today the whole day on my timeline, and you were kind of like supporting my comments on where the TikTok people were attacking me. I saw that. Ngakwata yazi. Nakubonga, yo. There was a guy who came for me I'm a reckless parent for leaving my child in the Eastern Cape. Yeah, wait too. I keep asking myself, why is Z replying? Oh, Wendy, you literally read all the comments of those mean people. I'm working for my daughter, guys. I'm a single parent. I'm a breadwinner to my child. So yeah, everything I do is because of that girl. I appreciate you too, Lesejo. I hate YouTube. I thank you for creating TikTok account. Because kulapha abantu bagcwele khona, true. YouTube can be a little bit tricky. And not everyone can be able to navigate it. I got an inbox, guys. Thank you, Minky, for the roses. Thank you. I got a DM from an older nurse right here on TikTok. I think that's why I love TikTok. Everyone is here. And the older nurse called me. This is the person that I want to talk to. Let me send him an invite and actually just ask him to talk to me very soon. So the lady, I think it's an older nurse. This person sends me a DM and says, "Hello, Mtanam." That sent me. I said, "Hello, Mtanam. Now I just want your help. Can you please find for me an advanced psychiatry?" And if it was one of you guys, like Nina Niayaz go and do your own research. But with him, with that nurse, I literally went because the way he said, "Hello, Mtanam," I knew it was an older person. I went and I did the research and then I went back to the DMs and gave information. Rev, hi.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
My social anxiety just skyrocketed.
I'm so sorry. I know I didn't even warn you. I just.
No, it's cool. No, it's cool, no problem. It is always a pleasure. It is always a pleasure to interact.
I'm so sorry, but I was talking about you, but I think you had left, and then I was telling our friends that I think I want to have a conversation with you. I sort of went through your profile. Can you just tell me what you do, please?
I'm a professional nurse.
Yeah.
I hold a diploma in nursing. But now I'm a quality assurance officer. I'm in the quality assurance unit. It's one of the
Okay, sharp. We'll talk on the DMs. Now we are arranging a live. I'm not taking no for an answer. We are going to have a live together.
Oh, okay. No, cool. No problem. Anytime.
Okay, I'll DM you just now, ne?
Okay, cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, Kagiso Tukisi is here. Someone, thank to the person that said to Kagiso, they are talking about you on TikTok. Thank you to that person. Thank you. Because
but how
I'm trying to remove you. I don't know. I don't think I remember how to remove a person. Okay, let me see. Yeah, there. Guys, Kagiso, I think Kagiso is still here. Let me see. Oh, Nokbanga is so excited. Gaza is still here. I don't know if I'll be able to just let's see if I'll be able to add Gaza. Guys, you know Mosi TikTok, I can't. Oh, I don't. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if it's gonna allow us to add him. Let me see what he says. I hear there was a conversation I was mentioned in. I had to rush in. Kari, Can you please accept? I just want to tell you that we need you to come and talk to us here. Corner option to share live at the bottom. Okay. Let me see that question. Okay. Linda, I will look for that option because I didn't know how to share the live. Kari,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm fabulous. Thank you for asking, and yourself?
You on TikTok? You on TikTok? I thought I still need to convince you to download TikTok and come to TikTok.
No, I had to download it now because someone had told me that I'm needed this side.
Yes, my friend. You know we have that midwifery that is a prerequisite for people to have before they can study, right?
Yes.
So earlier on, I was having a conversation with Noko, and there were a lot of questions that popped out about that midwifery. So I said to them, I'm packing the conversation because I want you to be the one that tackles it. And then I'm gonna go and have a conversation with you, and then we plan so that we can come and talk about that. And you will be able to guide people and answer their questions. There's a comment that you left. I don't know if it was on your status or it was on Rich Sitina's status, and you explained it very nicely to someone who was agitated about doing midwifery when they're actually not passionate about doing midwifery. And you said to them, when you are dealing with a pregnant woman and this woman is HIV positive, you are not only dealing with an HIV positive client, but you are dealing with an HIV positive pregnant woman. So the same principles apply at psych department. It applies in all departments of nursing. You said something like that. So I told the guys that I'm quoting you. I said that to them, that I'm quoting a comment that Kagiso left, but I feel like he is the better person to come and tackle this conversation.
True. I did mention in that particular post, that a pregnant woman has got a distinct physiology, a distinct physiology
So
that you need to understand. Yeah.
Can you now promise the masses? We have 50 people watching us. Can you promise the masses and tell them the date when you're gonna be here to talk to them? We gather here on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and Fridays at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 8 p.m. So can you tell the masses? We know you are busy with your PhD and it's hectic, but
It's showing me flames.
please, we need you here as well.
Let summer do it on Friday because, well, I am on a long weekend, so I can definitely squeeze people in there.
Lava, this weekend I'm leaving tomorrow. I was telling the guys that this weekend I'm not gonna be here. I'm going to Northwest. I'll be back on Monday. Can't we do it Wednesday next week?
Wednesday, I don't have classes, so we can.
I'm so happy and excited. Thank you. I love you.
I love you more. And I'm seeing my student is here. I'm seeing Promise is here.
Mabat Sidi, at my lecturer.
Yes, that's her.
On the vlog that I made for the time when we were together on Saturday, literally all your students and your former students were there, and they were boosting, and they were like, yeah, that's our Mr. Tukis, just so you know.
And I love them just as much.
Thank you, Lava. Thank you, my friend.
You're
I'll see
right.
you
Yeah,
on next week, Wednesday.
no problem. I'll diarize it.
Okay, love. Thank you. Bye.
Sharp. Bye. Love you guys.
Okay, so guys, we've got a guest for next week, Wednesday at 8 p.m. It's Kagiso. I hope no ending. I've been load shading, please, guys. And then I'm gonna have a conversation. Sorry to the guys. When I press invite, I'm not pressing invite. I'm trying to read the comments, but it sends you invite. I'm going to have a conversation with Rev. He's into quality assurance. I know now I sound biased. I'm always calling quality people because I'm quality, but I think I also want to expose us as nurses to the world of quality, because I knew about the world of quality obviously from the clinics. You guys know Ideal Clinic and all that, but I found it fascinating when I was working at Institute of Health Programs and Systems, right? Where someone who is doing the job that I'm currently doing came to my facility, and I said to him, so what's your background? And he said, I'm a nurse. And I was like, oh, because the company that I work for, guys, I work for the best in the country. But I was fascinated that a nurse can do such a job and work for such a company. And then I was like, can you please tell me when they have job posts? And he told me. So I want us to climatize ourselves as nurses around the world of quality, because there is money in the world of quality. Also, there is opportunities and there is growth. And there is a tag that comes with being a quality person, and that is being an expert. I can't believe Rev. It's funny how Rev says he knows me from YouTube. I'm amazed at the number of people that actually knows me from YouTube. And anyone that knows me from YouTube, it means those people know who I am. They know me from the days when I was trusty child, when I was being made. I was being made. Lindeka says can't hear him. I think he says he can't hear Rev, but I'm going to talk to him on the DMs just because his sound was a little bit lower, but I'm going to talk to him on the DM. Maybe he had a like headset on or something like that. And to whoever who called Gafi Sobatung, I highly appreciate you, because now he downloaded TikTok. I met Noko and Kagiso in a graduation ceremony last year. They are lovely, lovely people. Mukhetwa was also one of the people that saved me when I was attacked by TikTok people. And she says she wants to hear more about Kagiso's journey. You will hear more about Kagiso's journey on Wednesday. So Kagiso is my best friend. We come from Rustenburg together. I met him when I was doing my practicals as a student, and he was working in JST, Job Shimankani Tabane Hospital, in labor ward. I've never worked under him as a registered nurse then, but I think he loved me because I think you guys can see I'm a very outspoken person. So the nurses at JST would take me on Nurses Day to make me read something or to make me be an MC or whatever. And then that's how Kagiso and I knew each other, and then we just fell in love. Or we had a common friend who was my best friend. I think she was also her best friend, but we broke up, and I think they are still friends. But now Kagiso is my best friend. When I tell you that I have two best friends, it's Kagiso and it's Sanel. And Kagiso is like my longest best friend. Thank you so much, Nessie. This platform is definitely 100, definitely learning a lot. Thank you to me. Thank you. Kagiso is asking us to please invite the students who are studying R171, because the information is going to reveal vital information for them. They will need to fight. They will need to fight. So Archie, at your school, recruit student nurses that you've met at the clinical placements, recruit. Nokbonga, at your school, you are doing R171. Tell them to be live on Wednesday, please. Let's make student nurses who are doing R171 aware of what's going to be happening on Wednesday. Let them be here. You guys know most. I go live even when I have load shedding. Well, I'm grateful for the Wi-Fi that doesn't go off because of load shedding. But I think what's important is not seeing my face, it's the conversation. Possible promotions for masters, for people who are holding masters. I think they are quite prominent more in academia, in public health. And I'm in public health, that's why I know that masters is prominent there. I'm not sure about private hospitals. I mean, in private hospitals, people are saying there is racism there. I've never worked in a private hospital. So people are saying there is racism. But what makes you prominent about having a master's degree, guys, is the fact that you are at strategical level. I'm talking about public health now. You understand things from a strategical level now. You are talking like a researcher or as a researcher, and you are no longer just operating from a clinical level. So in public health, masters is recognized in senior management positions. If you have, let me not even say if you have, it's rare you find a senior management. I don't think there is anyone who doesn't have a master's in public health or a master's in something at senior level in public health. And by senior level, I mean senior program manager. I'm not talking about a mere program manager. I'm talking about senior program manager. I'm talking about the technical leads of the country, the clinical advisors of the country. Those are people that have a master's degree in public health. But I wouldn't tell you in private hospital. I'm not sure, because Kutwa, there's a lot of racism. And Gahuso is saying masters are not recognized in clinical spaces, particularly in nursing, which is wrong. True. You guys are going to learn so much from Gahuso. You guys, every time I sit with Gahuso, like we meet once in a while and spend the whole day together, and I learn so much. And he is saying that this on its own, it's a conversation on its own. The master's issue is a conversation on its own. But we're gonna, and I think by virtue of him being my best friend, he must be here often, guys, or 19. Yeah, please, let's get student nurses here next week, Wednesday. You guys, please, let's get them here. They need to be here. Student nurses who are doing R171 needs to be here. I was saying this to Kagiso to say, thing is, if we see a potential, I don't want to use the word disaster because that's aggravated. But if we see a potential obstacle, we need to talk about these things now and look around to see what solutions can be there. We need not to wait for people to graduate and then say, okay, then what's next? I loved the fact that Nokbonga was asking questions about what she needs to do when she completes her qualification. So we can't be waiting. I think that's the other thing that Gahuso has taught me, to have conversations and talk about things that matter now, things that seem like they have a potential to bring damage into the profession. And we need to look at things from a future perspective. And then what's going on? Thank you, TD. When I get out here, text, what you say? Aren't you logging in? I appreciate you guys. I'm going to end the live and go to bed. I hope you're gonna have a safe weekend, and thank you so much for joining today. I will see you all on Wednesday. Dintanda too much. Bye. Night TV. Now Archie, and please be safe for a long weekend, guys. Singagqibini salary, please. Love you too, Lindeka. Night, boy, mom. Night, Nandi. You're such a pretty girl, when are you? Nokubanga, go and recruit